My girlfriend asked me to stop sending my sister money for college and pay for her college loans instead. She threatened to break up with me if I refused, and now we might be breaking up. My younger sister is working towards getting her master's degree in New York. While she loves the city and school, she hates how expensive everything has become. She does work part-time, but it simply isn't enough. My parents have been sending her money each month, but since they recently retired, they've had to cut back. To fill the gap, my brother and I have begun sending some money to our sister from time to time to help with her rent. I have a well-paying job and a close relationship with my sister, so I'm happy to help where I can. However, my girlfriend has expressed her dissatisfaction with the arrangement. We've been saving up to put a down payment on a house in the future, and my girlfriend believes that my financial contributions to my sister are hindering our progress. Yesterday, which happened to be the day I usually send my sister money, my girlfriend told me that we needed to reduce expenses, and one suggestion she made was for me to no longer send money to my sister. She believes that my sister needs to learn how to manage her money better and that my brother should contribute more. I told her about how I feel a responsibility towards my sister and how my brother doesn't make as much as I do. And while she did acknowledge that, she then said I was financially naive and said she doesn't want me to be taken advantage of. I was kind of disappointed to hear this as I made the conscientious decision to help my sister and wasn't falling for some sort of scam. The conversation ended because we both had to go to work, but she told me not to send anything until we'd further discuss this. During my lunch break at work, I proceeded to send my sister some money and told my girlfriend about this over dinner. She told me that she was disappointed. At this point, I was getting a little annoyed and responded by saying I was not willing to compromise my current arrangement with my sister. She got upset with this and left the table. Am I in the wrong? I make about $15.5K per month and have been putting away $4 to $6K each month towards a future house. My girlfriend makes about $7,000 per month and currently saves around $1,000 per month for the house. She said she'll contribute more once her student loans are paid off. I pay for rent and utilities, and my girlfriend pays for the bulk of groceries. I started sending my sister $1,500 per month since my parents retired. Sis pays $2,800 per month in rent and $350 per month in transportation. I contribute $1,500 a month, my brother sends $750 a month, and my parents send $500 per month. Our mother was terrified of Sis living in NYC on her own and only agreed if she lived in a nicer area and had a car. Update 1. My girlfriend and I had a long talk after work, and it didn't go well. To summarize, tensions escalated during the conversation. I told her that I planned to continue helping my sister until she completes her degree, and afterward, she would either start working or move back to our parents' home until she finds a job. However, my girlfriend expressed her belief that my sister and the whole family are manipulating me and thinks I'm naive enough to send her money regardless of how she uses it. I started to feel increasingly annoyed and defensive by her accusations and asserted that it's my money, and I have the right to spend it as I see fit. I then said that if she really wanted us to buy a house, she should save more and cut back on expenses like nice shoes, clothes, and purses. At this point, she became properly angry, declared that she couldn't stay in the same house as me, and said that she would be going to her friend's house. Before leaving, she said, "Call me when you stop thinking like an idiot." Before I could even think and reply, "I won't be calling." Following the fight with the girlfriend, I reached out to my brother to confide in him about what happened. His take was pretty optimistic. However, he advised me to stand firm in my position while also remaining open to fully hearing out my girlfriend and considering the possibility of reconciliation. He cautioned against contacting the girlfriend's friend to ask about her whereabouts as it may smell of desperation, and instead said that he would come over as he lives about an hour away, so we could spend some time together over a movie and dinner. At this point, I feel drained and numb. It's been a long day, and I just want it over. Update 2. My brother came by and bought dinner. We've been watching The Dark Knight. I still haven't heard from my girlfriend or her friend. For those wondering, I'm a chemical engineer, and my girlfriend has been paying about $2.5 thousand a month to pay off her student loans. Fast forward to today. As most people recommended, I kept my word and didn't call her. Instead, early this morning, around 5 a.m., she texted me, suggesting that we meet at a local cafe to discuss our future. I replied with a simple sure. The atmosphere felt tense, but we did exchange brief, curt greetings before we dove straight into the conversation. She began by expressing her hurt over my failure to call her, repeatedly emphasizing that I needed to be reasonable and prioritize our relationship above all else. I noticed her consistent use of you instead of us or we. When I pointed this out, she claimed that her initiating this meeting was proof of her commitment and that if I were truly committed, I would have called her the moment she left. At that moment, I chose to remain silent, and I believe she interpreted my silence as her winning the argument. She then shifted the conversation to finances, bluntly stating that our best course of action was to ensure neither of us carried any debt. According to her, the only way to achieve this was for me to start paying some of her loans. I insisted that this shouldn't interfere with my agreement to support my sister if I did agree to pay her loans, but she asserted that it would impede our progress as a couple. I argued that supporting my family and progressing in our relationship should not be mutually exclusive. In response, she declared that if we were both serious, I needed to make her center focus. She then added that even if she did agree to allow me to continue supporting my sister, It wouldn't end there, as these things never do. With this, she then began inquiring about my parents, pointing out their advanced age and suggesting that they would soon require regular support. Without hesitation, I firmly reiterated my stance that if my parents ever needed any form of assistance, I wouldn't hesitate to offer it. She followed up by asking, even if they wanted to live with you? To which I replied, yes. She pressed further, asking, even if I said they couldn't? Once again, I responded, yes. At that moment, she stood up, saying that she was disappointed to see what kind of person I've become and how she and her friends had always sensed there was something off about me. In response, I stated, if you believe that, you shouldn't have moved in. She was unable to offer a retort to that. She then began making remarks about how it was only a matter of time before I would beg her to take me back. I firmly told her that the only thing I would be asking was for her to take her belongings and return my keys. She tossed the keys at me before making several comments, asserting that she didn't need me, that I had wasted her time, and how I greatly disappointed her. I said, I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm no longer obligated to listen to you complain. With that, she stormed off. About an hour later, I got a text from one of her friends saying that they were coming, without my girlfriend, tomorrow to get her stuff. I'm hoping that once they do, I can put this whole thing behind me.